What's up, guys, and welcome to the second ever developer stream for Mythgard. This one is October's edition, and the main theme is kind of sitting around one of the biggest events of October, being Halloween. And as you can see, I am joined this month for this episode by the newest member of Team Rhino. Again, every time I say it, it feels like an American high school team, and I love it. But Team Rhino, and that is Noah. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Oh, but mate, we're here, we're talking about Mythgard. Just you and me. There is no other place I want to be, and I meant that to rhyme. But no, so I will just quickly say now, guys, this is it's not going to be a huge episode, this one. Last one was a very big episode. We had the whole Rings of Immortality expansion. We had diving into card design, all that stuff. This one here is a lot smaller. It's going to be a bit more intimate. We're going to kind of just sit down with Noah and actually kind of chew the fat with him about his new role at Rhino, what he does for Rhino, and how it was making that transition into being from key community member into being part of the team. We're obviously going to talk about the upcoming Halloween event, which got some absolutely delicious cosmetics up for grabs. They are, I mean it, these things are wonderful, and you're going to see them later on as well as how to earn them. And maybe, just maybe, if you guys are good, being trick or treat, and if we don't trick you, if we treat you, you're going to get some nice little some treats at the end as well. But should we just jump straight into getting to know you, my friend? Because I mean, I know you. I've been creating content with you. I've played card games with you for, I think it's about 2 years now, which is time flies when you're having fun. We even watched the Rugby World Cup together.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
I was lost.
Yeah. It's a sport. If many people don't know, it can be a little bit, I don't want to say intimidating, but kind of hard to get hold of. But that's a story for another time. But there are a lot of maybe new players or players who have been part of the Mythgard community but don't actually know Noah, the hero that is Noah. And that's kind of what we want to spend the first kind of 10 minutes kind of getting to do is know you. And you were a key part of the community. And I suppose the biggest question that I had, and that everyone else has, and I don't think anyone means insulting when they ask this, is what do you do for Rhino? You're now an official employed member. What do you do on... I'm going to keep saying Team Rhino because it just sounds too cool not to say
it. Yeah, it does. So, I do a lot of community management, which I suppose is at times can seem kind of like a catch-all, but essentially I help with communication between us as a team and the community who play the game, the people who actually play the game as much as they do. And so it's a lot of, we need to get this announcement posted. Okay, cool, I'll go type up an announcement. It's a lot of keeping an eye on social media. Someone files a bug, and so I'll go in and actually document the bug in like a company sheet so that we can take a look at it and get it fixed up. And then I also just kind of help out with oddball things that need done. If it's something that doesn't take a whole lot of coding knowledge, because I'm not a dev, but it's just something that's time consuming, I can step in and help with that and just kind of be a catch-all to help things moving along smoothly so we can get this next expansion out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's a thing that, again, I don't mean any insult to any community member when I say this, but it's something that a lot of people are very naive about, in terms of a lot of people think everyone on a developer team can code and is a developer, and that has come so far in the last kind of 10 years where you have people working on developer teams who, if you used to look at one of these big AAA kind of developers, you'd probably say a third of their team isn't even a developer. Like they have so many other people there, and those people are just as important as developers. I think it's fair to say, isn't it, that before Fall Guys, community managers were like, oh yeah, they're kind of important. Fall Guys comes along, and everyone's like, oh my god, Ollie from Fall Guys is amazing. We need a community manager.
It's just kind of a side effect of social media in a way. The communication between a dev team and the fan base. If you look back into late 90s into the beginning of the 2000s, it was, hey, this game's coming out. And then, cool, hey, this is how much this game sold, we'll make a sequel.
Yeah.
And then as you moved into kind of the Xbox Live days, if you will, that it became this idea that you could continue to get out these consistent patches. So then communication between devs and the community shifted to the idea of, at the least, having continuing patch notes.
Yep.
And then with social media, that has kind of shifted again. And it was a lot of quick communication. If we need to send out a patch, we can put out a tweet. And then Fall Guys did a beautiful job of utilizing the benefits of social media to engage the community with the game. And I think it's a good step to kind of knock down some of the walls that have typically existed between a development team and its fan base. And it's been a lot of fun to help push that along with this game.
Well, definitely, and it's so important. I mean, it's no secret. I think people who are especially invested in the community know that I post on the social media, on the Mythgard social media, and so do you. I actually had a comment the other day in Discord when someone said I can tell the difference so much when it's Noah and when it's you, because they claim apparently I troll them. Apparently for some reason I tease full reveals of next expansion and give a mythic orange gem. Like, I'm just saying that's a tease. There you go. But no, it's no secret that you were an absolute instrumental part of the community before you joined Mythgard as an official employee. You were just front and center when I first started playing the game back in its closed beta phase. It was about a month before it went into open beta. You were the person I went to straight away, and then regardless of us actually being on the same content team or anything like that, it was just you were the person that instantly I went to for anything about Mythgard. It was just anytime I read an article online, it was done by Noah. Every time I went somewhere, it was by Noah. Every time I went to Mythgard, that's Noah as well. So it was just like you were the cornerstone pillar of the community. How was it taking that transition from being like a very cornerstone pillar of the community to now being on the dev team and having to have that professionalism, that kind of very fine line between people you interacted with on a kind of banter, relaxed atmosphere to now actually, I need to maybe tell these people to toe the line when I used to be the one maybe not towing the line from time to time as well. How was that transition?
It's been kind of difficult. It's taken some adjustment. One of the things that I thought about was just making new accounts to use.
Yep.
Simply so that something I had said in the past, because I had been so active in so many places within the game, something I said in the past didn't have the illusion of being said by someone who was a dev at the time, and not flaming people, nothing like that, but just if I had given an opinion on balance at some point, I didn't want the confusion to be that someone looking back at that comment might think that was some indication as to the team's thoughts on such a change. I ended up not doing that, but it's been a challenge kind of adjusting, and I've talked about it with some of the people I continue to engage with daily, that the dynamic shift has been fun, but it's definitely a lot of towing the line and finding the new acceptable, if you will. Like, as an example, I've had to get used to being able to say, hey, Fu, I need to spend 20 minutes talking to you today about something. And it's not me coming to him as the guy complaining that I didn't get the files I wanted to put on my website, but instead that I can ask that time of him and be given it should I need it. And the flip side of that is I also have to then take into account that with the ability to do that, I need to kind of assess what's an actual need. And so that's happened both in the way I talk to people on the dev team as well as people in the community that I've known so long anyway. Yeah. It's been a little bit of a difficult adjustment, but I've loved it.
Nice. I mean, that kind of leads on to one of my final questions for you is, so again, so invested in there, did you find pressures going into a team? And what I mean by that is you have, I don't want to say looked up to this game because that sounds extremely cheesy, but you've been so invested in this game and you've openly said it is one of the best CCGs you've played. It's one of the best competitive games you've played. You've invested thousands of hours into the game as a fan. So, and you know exactly what the fans and the community want because you've been there. Did you find going into the team there was like an added pressure on you because you're like, well, I used to be there. Not many devs ever used to be part of their own community. It's a very rare case.
Yeah.
So did you find that pressure going across that you all of a sudden like, oh wow, now I know what these people want, what they're asking for, but now also seeing how hard it is from the developer side of view to deliver that. Did you find there's a pressure there? Do you still feel that pressure?
Absolutely. So as a good example, when Fu contacted me about taking a position with the team, one of the things I told him, and this is a quick bit of advice to anyone listening who's being asked if they'd like to discuss getting a job at something they like to do, don't follow with the line that I did of, well, what is it you need? Because I don't think I have many employable skills to you. And yeah, genius idea, I know. But what I was getting at was if I was being asked to come on to do actual development, I didn't have that skill.
Yeah.
So I definitely felt some of that even once I had joined the team, I didn't want to let down the dev team that I had spent so long looking up to and enjoying what they had put out, because they had, put some confidence in my ability to do what they asked of me. And I also didn't want to let down the community by closing off, especially, since I'm doing community management, but kind of closing off some of the openness I've had in the past. I didn't want to let down the people in the community that I had spent so much time with.
Yeah.
And hopefully I've done a good job at navigating that. But yeah, if someone's asking you if you'd like a job, don't tell them you don't have employable skills.
I mean, I'll say I think you've done a stellar job so far. I really do.
Thank you.
I'm kind of that in between person, as in I'm not actually part of the Rhino team. I'm there, and you've become one of the go-to people for me when I ask for assets and things like that. So I think you're doing a stellar job. That's just from me personally, anyway. I think you're doing a cracking job.
Thank you.
And one final question. Eventually, we're going to get all the devs to answer on these dev streams. Is your favourite Mythgard card? What is it, buddy? Come on. Everyone's been dying to know. It's the only reason people tuned in. They want to know. And we know it's Hydra, but you can choose something else if you want to.
See, this is a loaded question. I can't even give you the best example because you only have one child. But if you had a second kid and I asked you to pick one, I enjoy a lot. It kind of changes with time. At the moment, I've actually been copy enchantment.
Nice. Cool.
In a lot of CCGs I play.
How much did Rhino pay to say that? Come on. No, I'm joking.
No. So in a lot of CCGs I play, I absolutely love goblins. I love the whole idea of the duality of elves and goblins. And we have elves in the game, but we don't have goblins yet.
Oh,
and copy enchantment actually depicts.
Is that a tease?
No, that's not a tease. So that was a point I made when I was queue mode testing expansion mode. Man, so when I was doing the expansion testing in queue mode when I wasn't on the team yet, copy enchantment depicts a goblin, and I was like, "Hey, look, this is a goblin, and do we finally get goblins?" And then we didn't have a single goblin in the expansion, and I was a little bummed out. So I guess we can actually pivot that into a tease.
Yeah.
That since joining the team, I have made that specific point about copy enchantment to folks, and I would not be shocked to find some kind of goblin-esque things soon.
Well, this is one of the absolute benefits that Mythgard has to its name, is it is not tied to a single IP. It can literally go where it wants. If it wants to release a unicorn expansion, please release a unicorn expansion. It can do. It can just go for it. There's unicorns in the game already. Put several more in there. Go for it. So, but yeah, it's not tied to any IP. It can go absolutely anywhere it wants to. But copy enchantment, that's a nice choice. I'll be honest. If you gave me 100 guesses, I probably would have guessed copy enchantment. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I just love the depiction of goblins. And I definitely hope that I'll soon be able to just play some.
Just a tribal goblin deck. Nice.
even if not a full goblin deck, at least some kind of goblin-like minions that I can
Have fun with.
play with.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? But no, thank you so much, buddy, for answering the questions. It was like it's not a full Q&A or anything like that. But it was just more of a case of people maybe getting to know the newest member of Team Rhino, because we're going to stick with that because it's a cool name. But people want to know about this Halloween event. Now, I know you know about the Halloween event. I know about the Halloween event. But these people watching now, they don't know about the Halloween event. So we could just cut this off now and just be like, ooh,
Yeah, should we tell
that's
them?
your trick. That's your trick. Is it trick or treat? But no, the Halloween event is coming up. Now, it's happening on Monday the 26th of October. It goes live. And then the full details will be up on social media and in the Discord in terms of times and everything else like that. But Monday, 26th of October, it goes live. And it is live until Sunday, the 1st of November. There are 2 missions up for grabs, meaning 2 cosmetics. Well, there are actually 3 cosmetics. So hopefully Noah can answer the question on how we get the 3rd one. But there are 2 missions up for grabs and 2 card backs. And we are going to show you these right now. And I think we can fair to say that these rewards are absolutely delicious. So we have the 2 card backs that are very much masked themed. And we have the card trim, which has a plague doctor's mask and some skulls. There's a little disgusting spider in the corner, but we'll let Rhino off for putting a spider on it. It's fine. And so these are available completely in-game. There's not a penny need to be spent for these. Just playing the game can get you these free cosmetics. I know you're part of Team Rhino, Noah, but it's fair to say these cosmetics are delicious, right?
Yeah, I mean, slightly biased opinion, I suppose, but I am absolutely a fan of them.
Yeah, I love the...
When I saw the initial designs a couple weeks ago, I was so excited about it. I was like, man, this is cool.
Yeah, that's so dark and that's so cool. And that card trim will go with so many, especially the new card backs in the game that you have to purchase them with Mithril. But they're so I'm already thinking customization, because people who watch me know I'm all about how you look. I'm literally all the gear, absolutely no idea,
Yeah.
and that's what I go with. I'm fine with saying that. And yeah, there's so much you can do there. But what do we do to get these rewards? Well, the missions we must follow are for the Halloween event. There is a solo Halloween event and a 2v2 Halloween event. Correct me if I'm wrong, Noah, but the solo event is in casual, or is it in ranked as well?
Yes. It is casual queue only. These 2 events will be like the events we've been doing on weekdays the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
So they will take place in the casual queue and in the 2v2 queue.
Cool. So we have destroy 81 minions in casual to get the kind of noir, I'm going to call it, masquerade mask. And then we have the 2v2, which is destroy 113, because 13 is unlucky for some, minions in the 2v2. Now, is that 113 as a team, or is that you solo?
That's you.
That's you doing 113 solo. That's fair enough.
Yeah, I believe so.
That's cool. And you have just under a week to complete those, from Monday all the way through to Sunday, to complete these to get these card backs. Do we know how we get the card trim? Sorry for putting you on the spot.
I don't know offhand.
Okay, don't worry. More information will follow on social media. But the card trim, like I said, every cosmetic you just saw is available in the game. There is going to be a new board. And the new board will feature as part of the events. When you play the 2v2 and when you play the casual, you'll play on the new, rather disgusting, I'm going to say, Halloween board. And this board will be part of the event. And then once the event finishes on the 1st of November, it will be available in the shop for the standard board price of 400 Mithril, if you're interested in getting that board or supporting the game or anything like that. So that's the rewards. I mean, they're wonderful. I think they are really well done. I think they fit into the aesthetic of Mythgard really well. That kind of dark, just that kind of dark, more mature content that you'd expect from Mythgard.
Yeah, definitely. And fun note on the new field that's being made available is it's actually an evolution on the 2019 Halloween one. It's like an expansion of that with the skulls and the blood effects and stuff. It's just kind of the next evolution of the last Halloween cosmetic we did.
So the actual placement sections are going to still have that kind of light up effect when they happen of the previous evolution?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, I'm sold. Give it to me now.
It's looking good.
Give it to me now. And
I am excited. It was cool when I saw the pieces come in a couple weeks ago. I was excited to see that, as someone who played in the last Halloween event and was excited to get these cosmetics, just kind of seeing them evolve and change, but still be something that I felt connected to, was so cool.
No, definitely. I can't wait to jump back in and play some. But if anyone's looking to play some 2v2, Noah, you're being the community man. You're here to help, right?
Yeah. I plan to help out with that. Halloween, I will be on this Twitch channel all day long. I'll be playing 2v2. You can jump in, and we'll set up some kind of queue system so you can come in, team up with me if you want, play against me if you want an easy win, and we can play the 2v2 event as a community to help anyone who needs to complete the 2v2 event still. And you can also stop by and get some pack codes. We'll be doing giveaways and just kind of hanging out all day. It should be a lot of fun.
And that's all day on the 31st of October, Halloween.
Yes.
Okay.
That is all day on Halloween. I haven't decided if I'm coming in costume, but who knows? We'll see.
And when I say all day, that'll be all day Pacific time, correct? As in your time, rather than...
all day Pacific time.
Just to clarify, if anyone's watching from the UK and being like, yes, I'm on 7 o'clock in the morning. Where's Noah? He lied to me. He lied. But yeah, just try to cover your back.
Yeah, we'll say 10 a.m. Pacific to 6 p.m. Pacific.
Wow. I'm definitely going to stop by and try and pick up some of those easy wins, because I know I need to pick up some easy wins. But that's it in terms of literally a little kind of mini Q&A with Noah and the event. That's it. Like I said, it is a quiet month, people, but I will promise you now, I can't say much more other than November is a huge month for announcements in Mythgard, and I really, really mean that. But we also have some treats for you now. We actually do generally have some treats, because we're not tricking you. You guys are too nice. Why would we trick you? We're here to treat you. And we have, well, if anyone's been following the game in Discord, they'll know that there was an announcement around about 10 days ago saying that expansion number 2 on a design process is pretty much finished, in terms of the actual expansion is done by design. That doesn't mean it's in the game. That now means that there's the artwork needs to be added to it, assets need to be added, the actual design or the coding needs to be put into the game. There's a long way to go, but it is mapped out. It's there, and now artwork is happening. So that's very exciting. And what's even more exciting is we have some almost finished artwork for you for the next expansion. 2 pieces to be precise. Now this is almost finished. It isn't completely finished. We have the lovely dulcet tones of Noah to talk us through what the artwork is. But we're going to show you first a card art that is called our Carnivore. Our Carnivore, talk us through our Carnivore, Noah.
Yeah, so this is a fun depiction to see. So we can see kind of the glowing in the skin, and that is actually due to like an innate genetic ability to consume magic. Yeah. And as a fun side note, like obviously we see the Aztlan minion in the immediate of the image, but on the swinging off of the beast itself, that is actually the same man you see depicted on Muscle Weight. If you go look at Muscle Weight, you will see a big giant hunk of flesh that is that guy. He's paddling the boat in Muscle Weight, and in this he is attempting to tame this beast and not doing a good job at it.
Nice. Okay. You're probably going to answer this now. And I should say to people, I have no idea about what Noah's going to say about these. I'd seen the art. I had no idea what he was going to say. The idea of this beast, this wondrous Arcanosaur consuming magic, does that play into just lore or mechanics, or can you just not say that? we're going to move on because he can't say that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I will say that its gameplay implementation at the moment, should it go unchanged again, that development is done in the sense that we've designed the set and coding implementation has begun.
Yeah.
But obviously with Q mode testing and things could change.
Yeah, of course.
But its initial concept, and one that even if it sees changes in testing, we would want to hold to, does indeed include some mechanical hint at the consuming of magic.
Oh, wow. Nice.
That is definitely something identifying enough about this piece that it should tie into its gameplay elements.
Nice.
But that's about all I can say on that one.
And then the second piece of, again, guys, this is a completely finished art. This is almost finished art, but we wanted to show you something. Is Sanctum Guard. So, Noah, talk us through this rather glorious-looking Sanctum Guard.
Yes. So, this is someone who is kind of standing watch in the Beacon City, which we see depicted in a few pieces. And how best can I say this? This is someone we've seen in the past. Ooh. This is not someone who is new. And I'm going to be keeping an eye on chat. As soon as someone guesses the name of the piece that this is in the game now, they will win a pack code. They will get 5 packs of the latest expansion.
Ooh, nice.
So this is something we've seen in the past. If you can tell me what it is, you get a pack code.
Nice, nice. I mean, it just looks so glorified as a kind of piece of art. And I don't mean that in glorified can sometimes get negative connotations. I mean that as in just so glory focused. And I love the way it kind of carries on with I say carries on, this is me completely speculating, carries on with the kind of Rings of Immortality, the Olympic Games. This looks like there's a kind of a Summer Games or a kind of triumphant feel to the card. That's just me speculating.
I don't think it quite ties in with that so much as it's just it definitely does have that kind of distinguished winning look about it, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, exactly it does.
Like it's all polished and sheened, all the metal, and as a side note, I only just noticed while I'm looking at it, I didn't notice the little pointed boots. And that I love seeing pointed boots. Like I think of like depictions of elves and stuff, and you know, like I like Santa's little elf type pointed boots. I love seeing those.
You can't beat some pointed boots. You cannot beat them. But there you go, guys. That was it. Two wonderfully teased pieces. I say teased, they were revealed. Pieces of the next expansion art. So that should kind of make you know that the next expansion isn't a million miles away. Art is literally going in for it now, and it's being mapped out. And Team Rhino are genuinely working very, very hard behind the scenes, and that's coming from me. I honestly know this on this expansion. They have a in-house deadline they want to hit, and they are working very hard to get that deadline hit. There'll be more information coming on that around a month or so's time. But like I said, November will be a lot more kind of spicy news for you regarding Mythgard. A bit more of a quiet one this time, but like I said, a bit more of an intimate one. We really got to sit down and chat to Noah, which is always a pleasure. We got to see about the Halloween event and some delicious cosmetics coming up, which you guys can all learn in-game. All that new board, if you want to purchase that when the event is over, that board will be available again for 400 mithril in the game store. And of course, a little tease then on our Carnivore and Sanctum Guard. But that is going to actually wrap up this stream, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for being here. A massive thank you for Noah for giving up some of your time and sitting down to talk to us, not only about yourself, but also kind of giving us a little kind of looking through the keyhole into the next expansion, shall we say.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to show some of this off. It's been kind of nice, that dynamic shift we talked about a little while ago. That's coming into play a lot as I'm seeing these pieces come in the development stages and getting to see like the sketches and the changes in implementation of them and stuff.
Yeah,
it's been a lot of fun watching.
No, definitely, and it's once again, thank you for just being honest and open with us and just chatting about yourself and about your commitments at Rhino. And once again, thank you to everybody watching the stream. It's literally you guys that keep Mythgard going. If no one played the game, then there wouldn't be a development team to make it. So a massive thank you to you guys for stopping by. Quick little shout out, there is the upcoming, this weekend, there is Krpytik Coliseum. They are hosting their first event, the Boneyard Shuffle, I believe it is called, and that is happening over on their Twitch channel, which will be shared on social media. If you're competing in it, then best of luck for competing in that as well. Last stick standing. I'm definitely going to be stopping by and trying to catch some of the casts and see how it was all going on. But it's available over on their Twitch channel, which will be shared on social media and is also shared in the Discord. If you want to make sure you're following their channel to be able to watch all the action unfold over the weekends. That is Krpytik Coliseum, Boneyard Shuffle this weekend for the next step of competitive Mythgard. But until next time, guys, until next month, once again, thank you to everybody. Stay safe, stay good, be good, and we'll chat to you again next time. Until then, goodbye.